said you that super can be used in two different forms. One is it used to call a superclass constructor. Other one is used to call the member which is hidden by a superclass member which is hidden by a subclass member, right? I'll demonstrate you the first approach, how to call a superclass constructor. You can refer here. This is the syntax of an super. You're supposed to use a keyword called a super, followed by parentheses in case you're trying to call a superclass constructor. In case you're trying to call a member which is hidden, just use a word called a super without any parameters. Since we need to call a superclass constructor, we're supposed to use a keyword called a super, represent a constructor representation. Okay. Here in the bottom you can see an example. Right for you. We're having a class called as P. In a class P, it's a very simple activity. In a class P, we are having three initial variables, A, B, C. Is my screen visible? Hello? Anyone can let me know if whether
Yes,
it's
Yes,
visible,
sir.
right? Okay, fine.
yes, sir.
Sir.
Fine. Here we are having a class called as P. In this class, we are having three instance variables. The activity done in this class is we are assigning value for these three instance variables A, B, C through a constructor, through a constructor P. Right, you can see here. Now there is a constructor which is having parameters. When you are trying to initiate an object or when you're trying to initialize an object, these parameter values will be passed, which is collected in XYZ. Simultaneously, it will be stored into the instance variables called as ABC. I hope so you are clear with this. Now in the bottom, you're having a class called as Q, where Q is extending all the properties of P. The reason why it is extending all the properties of P is inside Q, we are supposed to have four instance variables. The same approach, we need to assign a value. Instead of rewriting the code again, since it is already available, initialization of three variables is three instance variables available. We are just inheriting class P into Q. So here, what are we trying to do? We are just trying to create a variable called as D, since already A, B, C will be derived into Q from a parent class P. Now here we are using constructor for Q. You can refer here. We're using constructor for Q. You can find the approach here. We are using four parameters. The reason is now Q holds four instance variables. Instant variable called as ABC, which is derived from parent class P, as well as its own instance variable called as D. There's one more person who's trying to join. Okay. There's one instance variable called as D. Now totally we're having four instance variables under Q. So that is done inside the body of constructor where initialization is done here. Now we can see here, in case if super is not used, one way of writing is we are supposed to write all these A equals to X, B equals to Y, C equals to Z. Instead of writing those three statements, we have just written a statement called as super. We are calling a super. I'll let you know the working of this one now. I'll show you. In case if this statement is not used, we are supposed to write a code of this form. I'll take to the next line. Okay, in case if super is not used, what should be there? We'll be writing it as class Q extends P. That was the statement, right? Okay, here inside the constructor of Q, we need to have three parameters. So I'm having three parameters. If suppose that super keyword was not used, if it was the traditional form, how do we do it? We just initialize it here. Sorry, here I'll try to create one more since it is having four. Okay, here we'll be writing it as A equals to X. Forget about the case sensitive there. B equals to Y. C equals to Z. Again, p equals to m. This should be the code that should be used in place of super. Oh, there's two more person who's trying to join. Just a second, guys. Okay, see. In case if super is not used to, now he can refer you. Since I'm extending from class P, now P already holds three instance variables called as A, B, C. Now I'm deriving that into Q. Now Q holds four instance variables. One is A, B, C, which is derived from P, a variable instance variable called as D. Now by supplying value of those instance variable through these parameters, the code written will be in this form in case if super is not used. Whereas when we are trying to use super, what processing that we are done, instead of writing those already, these three have been written here where it is inside the constructor P. It is inside constructor P. Just a second. Okay, fine. There is some sort of correction there. Sorry. Here it is D equals to M. Okay, sorry. See, instead of rewriting those, it is already inside the constructor P. We're just calling this constructor using a keyword called as super. Let us see the working of this. How does this one work? Now we are trying to create one more class called as PQ demo. Inside this, I'm trying to create an instance for class Q. We create an instance for class Q. We are passing four parameters to its constructor Q. Now these parameters will be these arguments 1, 2, 3, 4 will be replaced into parameters x, y, z, and v simultaneously. Then after in here in this constructor, the first statement is super. Super always refers to an superclass constructor. Please make it note, guys. A super is used to always call the superclass constructor. Now, which is a superclass for class Q? Superclass for class Q is class P. So automatically it enters into superclass constructor. This superclass constructor should be defined. In case if it is not defined, it reports an error since we are trying to call with parameters. So automatically, when this statement is invoked, since superclass constructor is defined, the control transfers to superclass constructor with the value of x, y, z. What was the value of x, y, z we have supplied? We have supplied as 1, 2, 3, 4. So automatically here from here, it will be replaced here. So A will be assigned as 1, B will be assigned as 2, C will be assigned as 3. Now these A, B, C refers for instance of Q but not for P. Since we are doing the code, we are calling through instance Q. Since we are calling through instance Q, automatically the value will be supplied for instance variables of Q but not for P. Then after this, it comes back again here. Value for which is assigned to V will be stored into D. In this way, the instance variables of Q will be holding values called as 1, 2, 3, and 4. Is it clear, guys? Then other important to be noted is when you're trying to call a superclass constructor in a subclass constructor, this should be the first statement to be used. I cannot write it as D equals to V, then followed by super. That's an error. Remember, super constructor should be the first statement to be called inside any subclass constructors. Please make a note of that. Superclass constructor should be the first statement to be used in any subclass constructors. Remember, it should be the first statement to be invoked. We'll see the reason why. I'll explain that in the next topic. I hope you understood right how to use how to call a superclass constructor. In case you're not using super, what are we supposed to do? In place of this line, you're supposed to take it as a equals to x, b equals to y, c equals to z. Instead of rewriting the code, since it is already available, already available in the parent class constructor, I'm just calling that parent class constructor using a keyword called as super. If suppose by a mistake you wrote only super without any parameters here, automatically reports an error since the default is not defined here. So make sure when you're trying to call a superclass constructor, its parameter, I mean its type signature should be matching, otherwise it reports an error. That was the first approach that we are seeing. Afterwards, when we move on to the other part of the code, here it's a small activity. We are trying to display the values. When we display the values, we'll get the output as value of A as 1, value of B as 2, value of C as 3, again value of D as 4, as you know it before you. Then we'll see the second approach. The first approach was calling superclass constructor, whereas the second approach is calling the member which is calling the superclass member which is hidden by a subclass. Remember, calling a superclass member which is hidden by a subclass, that comes under overriding. Now, when you're trying to call superclass constructor, what was syntax that we used? We used super parenthesis any parameter list if required. If it is second form, when you're trying to call a member, similar when you call the similar way as you use it in your instance variable, we'll just use a keyword called as super dot a member. Whether this member can be an instance variable or it can be a member method. That's our choice based on the program code. I'll explain with a sample code here. But remember, calling super will work out only if a method is overridden. If it is not overridden, this approach will not work. This approach works only when a method or a member is hidden by when a superclass member is hidden by a subclass member. Okay, fine. Here I'm having a small piece of code. As this is the same code which we have seen yesterday. I'm having class A. Inside that I'm having a instance variable, a member called as I. Again, class B. Class B is inheriting all the properties of class A. So automatically what happens? All the members of class A, all the non-private members of class A will be derived into class B. When you observe here, class A is having a member called as int I. Simultaneously, even class B is having a member called as int I. Since its type signature is same, what happens? This superclass member I will be hidden by the subclass member. Since it is derived into B, as soon as it is derived, since it is having a same type signature, this I will be hidden by subclass member subclass member I. So automatically when you're trying to refer I, what happens? It refers to the member of class B, not to the member of class E, since local variables will be given high priority. You can just refer here. Same, we're using a constructor, we are trying to assign the values. So I'll come back to the main module. In the main module, I'm trying to create an object of class B. Through the object of class B, when you're trying to initiate object of class B, there's a constructor that is invoked. Constructor of class B will be invoked. So automatically, since class B holds two instance variables, we are passing two values. So it comes to the constructor. A holds a value called as 1, B holds a value called as 2. Now you can refer the line here. We wrote a statement called super.I equals to A. The reason is, in case if super is not used, you just wrote it as I equals to A. What happens? I automatically refers to the member of class B, not to the member of class A. In case here, if you're writing only I equals to A, even this I would refer to the member of class A. But I need to refer to the member of, it refers to the member of class B or subclass B, but I need to refer to the member of superclass. So I'm using a keyword called as super.I. Now in this case, I refers to the member which is derived from the parent class A. When I'm writing directly I automatically refers to the member of same class B. Here there's a concept called as overridden. So we're using super. In case if suppose something is of this kind, instead of I took it as J. There is no overriding concept there. So directly you can write as I equals to A, J equals to B. Since the superclass member is having same type signature as of this parent class, overridden takes place. To invoke your superclass members, we are doing that with help of super. I hope you understood right here, guys. Now, again here, when you're trying to display values of I, to access your superclass member, it should be done using keyword called as super. To access its own members, it can be accessed directly. In case here, if super is not used, if I write it as I, what is the answer that we get? We get the answer as 2, 2. But I need the answer as 1 and 2. In that case, we'll be writing it as super.I. So it automatically refers the instance of superclass A. So which is assigned as 1, we get it as 1. Here we get it as 2. Moving on to the multi-level inheritance, I'll even explain super in detail again, because few of your friends asked me doubt yesterday.